like $7 worth of food.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. Shot a little more footage than I did at the Ace Fanfest, so let's go ahead and show you more. The World trophies, of course, to 72, 73, and 74. And these look really like a good photo opportunity. So let me go ahead and get that photo, and we'll be on our way to more adventures here at the Fanfest.
We got a good day, don't we? Yeah. This is by the way, this next panel is like the best panel we could possibly have. Right? So hang with me just a second. Let me get organized here.
Pitchers and catchers, isn't that next month?
Hall of Famers including. So let's bring them up right now. Bip Roberts, Ray Fosse, Dennis Eckersley, and Rollie Fingers.
Working?
Yeah, they're working, man. Where's Fosse?
Right behind you.
Okay. All right. Once again, Bip Roberts, Ray Fosse, Rollie Fingers, Dennis Eckersley.
And a Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Yeah, right. That's what happens when you get really old there, pal.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
How many years for you on the A's radio broadcasts this year? 35.
Be my 35th. Thank God.
Oh.
So I got to catch the buzzer and catch Eck and call his 300 save, and you know, World Series with buzzer. So, yeah,
Jumping all over me.
Bip's, and of course, Bip's been doing a lot of the pre and post game stuff for the A's on TV for years, right?
Yeah.
he's got the face.
It's going on almost 20 years now.
You that old? You told me you were a lot younger than me.
Well, I feel a lot older than I look.
Can't say that, man. They get rid of you.
This is like a deal where I won't say anything. We'll let these guys go. But you know, Fosse, you and I were talking earlier that it's really unique to be up here with you because these two Hall of Famers and two of the greatest pitchers and greatest closers in the history of the game.
Yes.
And you caught both of them.
Yep. Wow.
You know, the catchers are the smartest guys on the field, you know, so. See, Rollie told me that.
All the catcher has to do is count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Not anymore.
No. See, the real
Not anymore, pal.
Yeah, and if you do 1, 2, 3, they're banging on some drums. No, I was fortunate. You know, we were talking, but Eck, of course, pitched a no-hitter in Cleveland, and I was fortunate to catch him before 300,000 people, Municipal Stadium. Yeah. And then to be able to call his 300th game save and interview him down on the field at the Coliseum, that's pretty special. And then, of course, with Rollie to the final out, Von Joshua hitting the ground ball back to you.
Yes.
And flip over to Gino and world champions for the 3rd year in a row.
Yep.
Great. Yeah.
That was fun. That was one of the most exciting times I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Was getting you always dream as a kid being on the mound, getting the last out of a World Series, and I was there twice, and it was fun. You know, it don't get any better.
But you know, to look back at the, you know, to play as long as I did and only win one, and I'm thrilled that we got one, to be honest with you, because it's so difficult to get. And you know, and to watch the A's like they've been the last couple of years and win 97 games the last 2 years and not get anything.
Listen, they're banging on the drum, man.
Yeah,
you know,
they're banging the drum. That's right.
It was a trash can, right?
I don't care, whatever it was. But you know, I want all of you to know, and since Bip's on TV, that the gentleman to my far left, when you hear somebody with a walk-off,
That's him.
that's him. If he had trademarked that, you would be a zillionaire, man. You should have trademarked it.
And I'm not real proud of that. You know, so I don't want anybody to remember. You know.
No, but people talk about a walk-off when they get a hit a home run. Explain the real walk-off, Eck.
it's pretty simple, you know. You give it up and you walk off. I mean, I'd rather give up a single than a bomb, you know.
People have all thought that
Sad.
the team that won the game was walking off. It's
I walk
you're
off.
the guy that you're the guy on the mound that's walking off.
And believe me, he didn't do it that often.
We did not.
And that's why he's a Hall of Famer like the other guy is, and we're just over here, buddy.
Well, I was the kid watching you.
Oh,
guys.
stop it. You said you were old.
I'm old, but I'm not going to say how old, but I can say this. I watched you, I watched Rollie, and I watched Eck.
And Ricky got you tickets.
And Ricky got me tickets.
Because you snuck in.
Yeah, that too.
Did I face you? Did I face you?
I faced you when you were in Chicago. You were with the Cubs, and then I faced you in the All-Star game.
The All-Star game yet?
92.
92.
Let me ask you this though, Bip, because you had a good career in the big leagues yourself. And when you grew up watching these teams, what was that like for you, and how much did that influence you to become the ball player you became?
It was my inspiration because the A's were winning in the 70s, and I won't tell you, I was in elementary. And
He was in the minor leagues and the pro.
and during the playoffs and the World Series, if we did our work in class, we were able to watch the game because there were day games then. And so it was while we were in class. And because the teacher would bring the TV into the classroom, I got to watch every game. And so right after that, I would run out, play strikeout, and think that I was the Oakland A's. And so you guys played a big role in my growing up. Without you guys growing up here in Oakland, I'm just happy I was on the baseball field at that time. So thank you guys.
And speaking of Oakland, you know there are two teams that are going bye-bye.
We are the only team
Thank you.
standing now.
Thank you.
That's right.
7th or 8th?
Or fifth.
5th, right.
Whatever.
What was going through your mind? What did you do to get yourself ready before you came into a game?
Just mess around with the guys in the bullpen, just be real loose, just goof off. And then get to about the 5th inning, then I'd look at the scoreboard, see what the score was, see where we were at in the lineup, who I might face. And then, because I never knew when the phone was going to ring. I came in the first game of the World Series in '74 in the 5th inning with 1 out and 2 men on base, and I got to look at Steve Garvey,
And he pitched 4 1/3.
and pitch 4 1/3, yeah. So, I liked it better that way, not knowing when I was going to pitch. That's why I didn't do well as a starter, because I'd get knocked out in the 2nd inning, and then I'd wait 4 days to get knocked out in the 2nd inning again. And I was a mind case. So when Dick Williams threw me into the bullpen, I never knew when I was going to pitch. So I had the opportunity to maybe pitch every day. And I liked that a lot better. That's why I think I did so well as a closer.
Was it easier for you, Eck, from that standpoint, as a reliever as opposed to being a starter?
Oh yeah, a lot easier for Eck. I'm sure it was too.
Oh yeah. Obviously the game's changed, and I was probably at the beginning of this whole thing. The 9th inning stuff, which makes sense if you think about it. You could do it several times a week. Back when they did it, whether it's Suter and all the guys pitching, these guys pitch 125 innings. I mean, you were lucky you had an arm that could rebound. I mean, seriously. Because it just makes sense. And now the closer is not even the main guy. The main guy is the guy before the closer. It really is. That's the tougher job sometimes. But the guy at the end gets all the saves.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, besides playing in Oakland, what were some of your other favorite stadiums in Major League Baseball, besides playing in Oakland?
I like playing in Wrigley. I was mostly a National Leaguer. Wrigley, Yankee Stadium, those were 2 of my favorites. I guess it was the big stage. Playing in San Diego, it wasn't a media-friendly type place. It wasn't a big media place. But when you go to New York or you played in Chicago, you just felt like when you walked through the tunnels that for some reason like ghosts would jump into your soul, and you would go out there and take the place of one of the old guys. And Chicago was like that because you had the tunnel from the top of the stairs.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, huh? It was kind of scary. Like I felt ghosts in there.
But you like Chicago because all day games.
All day games.
I hated Chicago all day. Are you kidding me? That was the end of my drinking. That brought me to my knees. It really did. I was fortunate enough to play in some of the oldest ballparks there are. Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Played there 9, 10 years, whatever, and played in Wrigley for 3 years. And those are two tough ballparks to pitch in. In April, maybe not, wind blowing in Chicago. Yeah. But now, Fenway doesn't play the same way it did when I was there. And it's not sour grapes. I mean, they put that, media boxes up there and it knocks down the wind, but the ball doesn't jump like it used to. But Wrigley, I mean, these are two great places to play and visit.
Yeah.
So I'd rather visit than play there.
Anvil with a question for our pitchers. Yeah, so with the, speaking of trash cans, but with the recent, what's been going on in Houston, for the two pitchers, Rollie and Dennis, would you prefer to know that the hitter was on PEDs or have your pitch?
You'd watch him. And sometimes they would sit there maybe with their mouth open, fastball, mouth closed, breaking ball. Or they put their hands over their knees, they cup, trying to give signals to the hitters. And, I would catch it, and I would just look at them, and I would say, no, and do this kind of stuff if you don't stop it.
That's what I tell the hitter.
So, but, third base coaches try and steal sign. It's been going on for years, but now doing it with the technical stuff that they got, that's a definite no-no. Yeah. And I think there's going to be a few heads rolling in Houston and wherever else that's been going on.
I can tell you what, it's a very uncomfortable time in baseball right now, and I think time will, I don't necessarily heal anything, but it will fade a little bit here. But everybody's put on notice, and they were before, and that's why they got hammered. And it's got to cease. I mean, if I happen to give away a sign, in other words, when I go to the windup and I'm tapping my glove, and that means I'm throwing a curveball, that's on me. That's why the technology doesn't play, and that's why pitchers are upset. And Mike Fiers is the guy that did it. And I'll tell you what, he'll get more credit as time goes on. He really will.
He will be cheering in every part, I think.
Well, can I say something about Mike Fiers? It was needed to be done. He needed to say something. So anyone who believes otherwise, I'd like to ask you about your character. Now, having said that, I played in that steroid era, and guys didn't speak up. So I'm a little disappointed in that. So Mike Fiers is a hero to me.
I'm going to say one thing about the signs. Keep in mind that with now 5 mound visits, the catcher and the pitcher have to be assured they're on the same page, because you can't go out and talk to him and say, okay, we're going to use whatever sign. That to me is going to be one of the biggest issues, because runner third base, and all of a sudden there's a cross-up because you don't get the signs right, you're going to have a run score. So
that's why they take their hat off now.
They've got this. Yeah,
there's so much going on, and that's going to play to taking that much longer to do it.
Well, if you watched an A's game last year or the year before, or listened, the A's pitchers and catchers were very meticulous and very methodical to try to counter all that, because there was a concern.
That's a credit to Bob Melvin.
Yeah.
Because Bob Melvin insists on. That's why he's the best man.
Really, that's 3 great years, And but '89, that team could hit, and we came after that 10-day break, and we were raking. Everybody went bridge. I mean, Walt Weiss went deep. I mean, everybody was and we put a hurting on him, man.
But the real issue with that too. First of all, going to Phoenix probably was the best thing. But the thing that upsets me is that the Giants fans said, well, they use the same 2 pitchers. They would have been swept using the 4 pitchers the A's had. So what's the big deal? But I will say, Wiz, I know we're closing. Rollie's number is retired, number 34. Because of the earthquake and what Dave Stewart has meant to the city and what he did to the Cypress, his number is being retired this year as well. So, it's a credit to this man, because when a number is retired, I think New York is the only place where you have the same number retired multiple times. But number 34 will be up for Rollie, and now for Dave Stewart, very deserving, because
really will. It speaks to the history of the club that there's so many players whose numbers are deserving of being retired.
Well, they came to me, Dietrich Page with the Oakland A's, and said, hey, we're going to retire Dave Stewart's number 34. I said, do you have a problem with that? I said, hell no, he's got more wins than I got. So I think we got the most wins and saves in one uniform number in the big league.
The history of the game. Anyway, we've run out of time, but thanks so much for being such a great crowd today and for coming to Fanfest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bip Roberts, Ray Fosse, Rollie Favors, Dennis Eckersley, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for coming.
Mic on? All right. A trivia question. If anybody can answer, who said face to foot style? How do you like it? I'll give them this jersey. Is that face to foot style? How'd you like it? Is that anybody know what movie that's from? Dude? No? All right. Fuck it. We're just gonna...
Well, there you guys have it. The A's Fanfest, the 2020 Fanfest. I had a really good time. It was the time I was actually at the Q&A session. It's really fun. So here's the A's for a really good season to come. Hope they can make it all the way to the playoffs, even the World Series. So with me on the ferry going to San Francisco, I am Ryan. I'll see you guys later. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.